Hello everyone, my name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. So today's pick a card reading, the question we're going to be looking at is, what do you need to hear right now? Any guidance and suggestions from your guides? And if you want to just take a moment to just release the day you've had, or if you're just waking up, just take a few deep breaths, really just get grounded in the moment, get connected with your intuition and your higher self, and then look at each one of these piles and ask yourself if there's a message for you here. Pile 1 is going to be this Lapis Lazuli. You can also choose by looking at the timestamps that are correlated with each pile, so maybe there's a number there that sticks out to you. Pile 2 is this stone that says smile on it. It's also Kambaba Jasper. Oop, almost dropped it. And then pile 3 is this Quartz point. There we go. It always takes a moment for it to look at some of these crystals for some reason. Alright, so those are your options. I'll give you a second to look at each one of the crystals and see if one of the piles are calling to you. See you on your card readings. Hello, pile 1. So you chose this piece of Lapis Lazuli. I'm just going to put it over here. And let's look at what messages came through for you. So we have, I allow myself to receive. My needs are always known my needs are always known by my divine self, even before I ask. I give thanks and allow myself to receive. Countless blessings always come to me effortlessly. So this is kind of like a manifestation mantra, you could call it. Then we have expressing free will, embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. My choices determine how brightly I shine. Embracing worthiness and expressing free will. Okay, I'm going to put those there next to that title card. And then also for cards we have choose a new direction, helpful people, recovery, compromise, and listen to your intuition. Okay. Oh, you can't see all the cards. I'll just fix this here. There we go. Now that's better for you. Okay, but when I was originally going to do What Are You Manifesting reading today, and I kind of feel like this pile might have been why I was feeling drawn to that topic. Instead, as you saw, I did just do What Do You Need to Know right now. With the Lapis Lazuli, part of the reason why I feel like you might have been drawn to this stone or chosen this stone is it talks about like literally listening to your intuition and starting to trust more of that, more of your spiritual senses is kind of how I see it. Activating your third eye chakra and also activating growth within self. So I feel like you're in a phase right now where you're trying to like, how would I put this? I feel like you're trying to manifest in more, but I feel like you've come to the awareness, or you've gotten insights. You've really started to see where you are not being able to receive more. Because when I have three cards coming in talking about how, like, I think you're recognizing that you might not have felt worthy of some of the things that you were wanting, or you might not have felt like it was fair of you to ask for certain manifestations, something along those lines. So maybe you were just like, because you want to see helpful people. Like, I feel like there's a part of you that just really wanted to, like, help other people, be of service to other people, and you didn't always want to have to ask anyone for anything in return. You wanted to be able to give just to make everyone else's lives a little bit easier, and you feel like this pile would really have felt complete just being of service to people in, like, a loving way, like in a way where people would appreciate it. But I feel like, I feel like that's like an old narrative that you had, and you're really coming into like a new perspective. Like, especially with this balance card, like I feel like you're really trying to bring more balance into your life. So you might have been through phases of burnout. You might have recognized that you give too much or that you overextend yourself. And now you're in this time where you're trying to really call in this, I don't know, I don't quite want to call it like abundance, but call in what you're trying to manifest. Calling in relationships that are of equal giving and receiving. And I feel like you're in a place now where you're feeling worthy and deserving of receiving back equally. I think before the block was that you didn't quite feel worthy enough of it. So this is really awesome. And funny enough, like, choose a new direction, like this to me is just saying like you're taking a new path, you're creating new habits, you're creating new patterns. You're not going to be going down these same old loopholes that you have been in the past, especially when we see like a stone that represents the third eye chakra, talks about new perspectives, seeing things differently, seeing new opportunities that you could never see before. So this is really, really, really great that you were so drawn to this. Yeah, I just feel like it's like, especially when we're looking at the chakras that are coming through strongly, is the solar plexus, which is like your belief of like how you perceive yourself, how you identify yourself, your worthiness, how much help you allow into your life, how much worry or anxiety you bring in. Like, it's so great that this is the main chakra coming through that's being worked on. And then we also have a little bit of heart, which is like allowing more love in, giving more love. Sometimes you know where you are on that end. I'm pretty sure you're probably in the under receiver, especially when it says block to receive. And then the throat chakra. So I feel like this is like asking and speaking on those opportunities. So like when there is an opportunity to accept more help or accept an opportunity, voicing that yes, that yes, I would love it. Yes, I would love to have that opportunity, or I would love to have the help, or I would love to give that a try, or I would so appreciate it if you could do this task for me that you're offering. Like, I just feel like this is like starting to voice, and getting your voice connected to this new belief system of like realizing it's okay to ask for help, realizing it's okay to accept more help than you previously have. And I think with that, we do see that there's going to be more supportive and mutually, how would I, sorry, I feel like I also have something in my throat. I feel like you're going to get people that can hear you out, that you can, like, maybe when you're just having a bad day, you can vent to, who don't judge you, and vice versa. I think you already probably are someone who is pretty considerate of others, who is like very supportive, but I think you're learning to let others support you. Like, I think you're letting yourself be in the middle and center of the attention. And I don't think you previously have always let yourself be this person, just receiving from all directions. So this is like a really big growth curve for you, pile ones. Like, this is different. This is different than what you've done before, have allowed before. So this is really amazing. The recovery, I feel like this is for a little like I want to say eye wink for those who like have had adrenal fatigue or like other autoimmune issues flare up, inflammation flare up. Some of you might have had lupus diagnosis or things of that sort coming up here, where the immune system or autoimmune system is super active or hyperactive essentially. And I feel like it's saying like these burnouts, these low energy waves and sinks are starting to happen less and less. You are recovering. You're no longer in that, like, your body's no longer in that, like, how am I saying that? Fight, flight response. And I think it's starting to get more into this, like, calm, receiving, rest and digesting stage. Yeah, it seems good. It feels good. And I just feel like it's saying, like, you're coming to the end of that struggle in your life, that cycle in your life. And that might even been what had really pushed you or motivated you to create this change, to create these new cycles, is I feel like you realizing that your body just couldn't take it anymore. Like your body deserved better. You deserved better. So good on you for recognizing that. That's really, really awesome. I can tell you're still uncomfortable with receiving though, and being the center of attention, and like just going somewhere and everyone supporting you and you not doing a thing. I think that's just hard for you. You're still learning it. Yeah, this card I really just get like balancing more, just learning how to like balance more and more. So the scales are equal. And listen to your intuition. Like I said, this Lapis Lazuli is all about trusting even deeper those psychic nudges, those intuitive nudges, trusting yourself, trusting the signs that you're getting from your guides, and just believing that it's real and it's for you. So I just wonder if you're like really learning to start listening to your body and like hearing it when it's giving you those warning signs and not ignoring it, or just not even like checking in because you're so busy that you don't hear it. Like, I just feel like overall it's saying like you're really learning how to hear yourself, how to listen to yourself better. So I kind of want to repeat this card up here. It says, I allow myself to receive. My needs are always known by the divine self. Even before I ask, I give thanks and allow myself to receive. Countless blessings always come to me effortlessly. Yeah, and I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. My choices determine how brightly I shine. You know what? This just brought a whole nother meaning to this one, where it's like my choices determine how brightly I shine. I feel like it's just saying, like, especially with the recovery card and the helpful people, like, your decision and your choices when you choose, you choose to take this new direction, to set boundaries, to set energy boundaries, time constraints, boundaries. I just want to say the word boundaries like 100 times with people, that really honors you, and it literally brings more energy back to you every time you set one of those boundaries and you uphold it. Because I wonder with this pile if you've been a bit guilty in the past of being the one who doesn't hold the boundary. Like maybe someone else would be like, oh, don't you need to get going now? And maybe you'd find yourself being like, oh no, it's fine, I can stay a little bit longer, but you actually really should have got going at that time that you originally said. So I can just see stuff like that. Yeah, okay, I'm just trying to see here. Maybe we should pull one more card. Just asking, what else does pile one need to know here? Any guidance or suggestions for pile one around this? Embrace your imperfections. I love when butterflies come through. It talks so much about rebirth and growth, and things are changing. And also look at this cup. It was broken and it's completely rebuilt. And I think that's you. I think you got so burnt out. I think you might have gotten, like, physically, you either got very sick or you just got so exhausted that you couldn't do anything. And it's saying you took the time that was needed. And look at that. You're coming back even stronger with boundaries, with time, value for yourself. I don't know. I feel like I'm saying words a bit odd right now, but this card says, release the idea that you must be without flaws. Humans are imperfect, messy, and also miraculous. Simply aim to be the best person possible. And then we have quiet your mind. Overthinking a problem is not the key to any door. Take a few breaths to still your inner chatter and let yourself just be for a while. Ooh, that seems nice. Okay, I want one more. I don't know, I always like 3 cards. Look at the stars. Look up and remember that you are but a tiny speck in a large, mysterious universe. Let the magic of the stars connect you to your own special magic. Yeah, there's that stars. I feel like maybe you also had a little bit of like a spiritual awakening recently. I mean, or you're just deepening your relationship with this, like the spiritual realm, with whatever you believe in, the divine, your guides, Mother Earth, the star realms, star beings, you know what you believe. I just feel like you're consciously setting time to like develop some sort of gifts or connection to that world and really starting to hear it more. You might be meditating more. You might be pulling your own cards more. I just feel like there's a lot of guidance coming through, really making it clear that you're trying to get your own messages and get them quickly so you can better hear things. And you're just practicing right now. And so just be patient as you grow your intuition. You grow in this like energy that you have. You're going to get better and better. Just take it one step at a time. Just baby steps. And you'll get there and you'll see. Yeah, okay. I kind of think that's all I have for you today, Pile 1. A little bit of a shorter reading, but that's okay. Oh, here's Millie. Anyways, if you like this pick a card reading, you can always leave a like or a comment. That helps this specific video get more views. If you like the channel, you can always subscribe. And if you want to book a private reading with me, you can do so. There's a link in the description box below for that option. If you do not see it there, it might just mean that I was too busy and I stopped offering it on the YouTube channel. And otherwise, I hope you have a good one and maybe I'll catch you around. Hello, Pile 2. So you chose the Smile Stone. I'm going to put it right over there. And let's look at your cards you got. So we have here Divine Purpose. With my Akash are the secrets to who I am. Akash, I'm pretty sure they're talking about Akashic records. I pull upon my Akashic wisdom, which guides me in my everyday life and fills me with divine purpose. So interesting. You might be looking into Akashic records. In other words, you might be looking into like soul contracts, soul purpose, any agreements that you might have made or lessons, karmic lessons you made with other people, with yourself, with your family members to learn in this lifetime. So you might be in a time where you're really trying to get clear with maybe why certain patterns have followed you around, certain karmic cycles or karmic relationships have come into your life, and just really trying to see the lessons and the value in it, and I think the purpose of it, quite literally the purpose of it. Why did they come in? Inviting ecstasy, grounding my energy, and invoking self-revelation. Ooh, okay. So we have, it is safe to be in my body. I'm worthy of all pleasures my heart desires. That is, hi Steve. Hi. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Interesting. So it feels like a lot of body work and a lot of nervous system deprogramming is kind of how I want to see this. So I wonder if you're like trying to reset your nervous system so that you feel safer in your body. Maybe you find yourself in one of those permanent like fight, flight, or freeze responses. Like your nervous system is just kind of wired to always be scanning your environment for hazards, for challenges, for things that could be safe or not safe. And maybe you're just trying to teach your nervous system that you're safe. You are safe. It doesn't need to always be on like hyperdrive is what I want to say, and that it's okay for it to just be sometimes, to rest. And also experience joy, because it'd be hard to be in truly joyous state when the nervous system was constantly looking around for its next attacker. So here we have, within the next few weeks, don't stop. If you believe in forgiveness, reconsider, and no need to worry. So I was kind of hesitant about using these cards because as a card reader who doesn't know anything about the situation, doing a collective reading, sometimes using these cards can be challenging because you're like, they're all very time orientated or questions that you have orientated. So I'm just kind of trusting that you know why you came here and the answers that you're looking for. This kind of answers it. So if there's something you've been like, when is this coming in? When is this happening? You literally quite got an answer of within the next few weeks. Don't give up. Don't stop. Don't get disheartened. Keep believing in yourself. It's going to happen. It's going to come in. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. You've got this. And then I feel like forgiveness, this is coming through pretty strongly as Kuan Yin. Self-compassion. Sorry, kind of laughing because I'm like, I don't know. I guess this is like a nervous laugh. I don't even know why I did that. Maybe you nervous laugh sometimes when you're like, oh gosh, there's a card that I keep getting or a card I keep seeing. It kind of feels like that kind of a laugh where you're like, still the same message. Still don't know what to do with it. Or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm like really tired right now, so I also feel like writing messages can be a little harder sometimes. And using my words right now seems to be hard for me because I keep saying funny things. Okay. So reconsider and no need to worry. So I feel like this is reconsider is around giving up on something. Like, I wonder, this feels like rooted in self-doubt, and I just keep getting the message of like, don't doubt yourself. Don't worry about it. You're growing. You're getting out of this. Like, whenever you see fire, kind of, this card feels very rebirthy. Like, you're changing. Something's transforming. Something's coming in. You're, like, creating. So, if you believe in manifestation, I feel like you're pulling something in. You're magnetizing something to you. And there's really just, like, a big ask for you to not doubt yourself or second-guess yourselves. And just trust that it is for you and it's coming in. Yeah. Especially if it's something like that you feel like will bring you joy and is like in your highest good. Like, that's just the thing. If you always ask for the thing that's in your highest good, then it can only be that. If that makes any sense. Also, this like Merkaba. Whenever I see Merkabas, I see like reprogramming. I always think of like, if you're trying to overcome like a challenge that you've had your whole life, like say if you, like the nervous system, for example, I almost feel like you're like on an energy level or frequency level, you're almost like trying to pull in the body from another timeline is kind of how I see it. So it's almost like Joe Dispenza, I think, talks about this a little bit, where it's like, there's so many different versions of ourselves out there who made different decisions. And when I see this, the Merkaba cards come in, I usually feel like it's like you pulling in an aspect of you that didn't go through what you went through. So it's like, for example, someone going back into a different timeline where they didn't lose their arm or they didn't get diagnosed with a disease. I feel like it's like that. Like it feels like you're tuning in to different timelines where your nervous system was calm, where your nervous system wasn't in fight, flight, or freeze, or distress all the time. And it's like grounding that into this reality. So you still have the wisdom of the experiences you went through, but you no longer are holding on to the physical, I don't know, I want to say the physical consequences of having learned those lessons. Does that make any sense? I don't know. It's a kind of out there message, so you take it or leave it as you will. Definitely feel like it would be worth checking out Kuan Yin if you feel called to as an Ascended Master. It feels pretty strong here and like just working with you for a short time or a long time if you choose, around just really having more compassion for self. And I feel like healing. There's a lot about like healing. Spending time healing yourself. So I kind of want to pull cards on like guidance and suggestions for you right now in this, like, I feel like this healing time you're in. Look at that, friends. Practice self-compassion. You really can't misunderstand this Kuan Yin vibe card. When I was like, she stands for self-compassion and compassion. Then you get the compassion card. See yourself with loving kindness. Acknowledge your growth as an empath and honor the person you have become. Definitely feel like you should be checking out Kuan Yin. Or maybe you have an oracle card deck or a tarot card deck about her. Further guidance for this time for you right now is visualize a shield of protection. To protect yourself from toxic people or situations, imagine a shield of white light surrounding your body. This keeps negativity out and lets positive energy in. So this I kind of feel like is just good when we're still trying to establish boundaries for ourselves, when we want our body to feel safer. It's just visualizing like an energy shield of love and light so that nothing that is not of love and life can attach to us or stick to us, including any just low energies like, or low emotions. Like if someone else is like really depressed in your environment and you just don't want to carry any of that emotion, then you just put up a little love and light boundary, and it's like you still see the person experiencing that, but you don't take it on yourself. And like the ideal is to eventually get to the point where one does not take on that emotion of others, but at the start we all just need to have energy shields. It's okay. We eventually learn and you don't have to shield yourself every day. But for right now, it is calling on you to do that. It says, be a comfort to yourself. Comfort is an inside job. Speak to yourself in a loving, positive way. Do something that nourishes you. Know in this moment all is well. Look at that. And 2 cards now that say forgiveness. And this one specifically says forgive yourself. Don't become a hostage to the past by berating yourself for your choices. Make amends, forgive your own shortcomings, and keep moving towards a beautiful future. I feel like that's really, really big. Definitely feel like this pile could be really hard on themselves. You could be really hard on yourselves when you like feel like you say the wrong thing in a situation, or you find yourself repeating karmic relationships or just patterns with people that have not served you. I feel like you can sometimes just get very hard on yourself. And this card here is suggesting you forgive yourself for not always seeing things that you had to experience to see, you know? It's just human. You can't know everything. You can't be checking out every dark corner all the time. Otherwise, you never get any time to live and play. So here we see your emotions as teachers. Emotions can be vehicles for transformation, whether joyous or challenging. They can teach you how to overcome fear and cultivate compassion. Yeah, I really feel like this pile is on a journey of understanding how your nervous system has tried to protect yourself and just patterns within it. So funny. I wish I could think of some podcasts to suggest for this pile, but I'm just so blanking. Maybe that's because you already have some that you listen to that describe the nervous system, really what it is. I feel like there's this woman with a fun name. It just sounds like a fake name. It's like John Smith, but it's not that. It's like Stacy something. I can't remember. But she has a podcast about the nervous system and really putting it in a way where you understand why like your immune system's always down and things like that if you're like constantly in a state of distress. But yeah, hopefully, you know what, just maybe you'll even Google it or you'll find something because you're watching this video and I've said some words and the creepy way the internet works will suggest you a video about the topic. Yeah, okay. Anyways, to leave it off here, we have assert your authentic needs. In a kind, confident tone, speak your needs rather than hiding them. Empower yourself by being authentic. I even feel like this is like enhancing, like working on your communication with your own self, your own parts of yourself. So like the part of you that is always on guard, who is always looking around the corners and just seeing how you can like help them feel more supported, how you can help them kind of stop feeling like they need to micromanage. Like that part of you is like the best way to put it. It's okay to be out of control. I feel like that's like what that part of you needs to hear. But yeah, it's so interesting. Oh, I wish I had intended to do a little bit of a longer card reading for this pile because I feel like you could use some more clarity, but unfortunately, I'm just so tired that I don't have the energy for it today. But that's interesting because I feel like all the piles so far also are very low in energy, so it seems like a thing right now. But yeah, I would really check out looking into the nervous system and understanding more the fight, flight, or freeze. And even like the one I keep thinking of is like sometimes we're just in like a numb state, and that's the most exhausting state, and it happens when our nervous system like is so tired of being tired and distressed that the only thing it knows how to do to protect us is to be numb so that we don't have to feel the pain of what we're going through. So I feel like this pile, like if you haven't heard of something like that, it might really bring you some clarity as to why you've been feeling some ways that you have. And there's so much around communication, but I really get it around communication with yourself and these different parts of yourself. So you might be interested in also listening or looking into internal family systems if you haven't heard of it already. It is kind of like inner child work, but it goes deeper. There's more parts than just like the inner child and the higher self. It's like there's a you for everything. And it's like learning to have a communication with those parts of yourself to figure out what's going on and why you're feeling this way. Yes. Okay. I think this is all I have for you, pile twos. I hope this brought you some sort of clarity, some sort of peace, and maybe I'll catch you around in another video. You have a good one. Hello, pile three. So you all chose the clear quartz point. I'm going to put that there. I'm not sure if you can hear my cat, Steve, purring, but he's nearby purring pretty loud, so that's just him, if you hear him. Okay, let's look at your cards here. So we have a card here that says, Successful Business. I have a successful business that brings me financial freedom and provides a rewarding and meaningful purpose that helps humanity. And then we have Dissolving Judgments underneath. And sorry, on the back of that one it says, I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. And this one says, Celebrating Simplicity. I am more fulfilled when there is less to manage and maintain. Ooh, that seems like a really great card to come out for successful business. Basically, I don't know if you've been thinking about hiring someone to do a part of your scheduling or organization or something, but that seems to be a bit of a message here. Or maybe you're just starting to delegate more work to other people, or you're getting more organized so that you have less work to do or something like that, or less steps to take because you set up a program. But that just seems like a really good card. I'm more fulfilled when there's less to manage and maintain. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. Yeah, interesting. This makes me feel about business partners for some reason, or certain like delegating tasks and them not doing it exactly in the way you would have done it, but like the end result is still the same. So it's just like their expression of how they do it. It's kind of what I keep thinking of, but you take it or leave it as it resonates. If you got something off this card, then I would trust that. Demystifying the darkness. My shadow shows me where my left needs to be sent. Interesting. I feel like this is where you're too hard on yourself. If there's a place where you're too hard on yourself and you're being really like, I don't know, like judgmental of yourself, self-critical, is that the word? Self-criticism? I don't know, there's a word there that makes sense. It's like looking at that and seeing where you can be kinder to yourself and more supportive to yourself, and recognizing that I think if you chose this pile, that you might just be low energy from trying to do all these tasks, and it might just be tiring for you from time to time. There's also a lot of purple, and then like there's a lot of these cards that have bordered in purple, so you might be getting a lot of ideas about how you can, like, I don't know, I won't keep wanting to use the word delegate tasks to others, or take less tasks on, or just even how you can simplify some steps that you're doing so that they're more condensed and easier. Things flow and don't take as long. So we have in the near future. And for some reason, I thought this card was talking about partnership. So I don't know if this is because you are, like I said, maybe trying to like hire someone who's the right fit for you, who can just like handle the tasks you need, who works really well with you, or if this is like maybe you just have been so busy working and establishing a business or something. I do have to say, I am getting a strong vibe of entrepreneur. I don't feel like you work for someone. I think this pile most likely works for themselves. Or if not, they're in like a role of like higher management or something, where you like get a lot of the freedoms to make most of the decisions. Like it just feels like you're really responsible for you and the company. That's the vibe I get. and that there might be some people underneath you that you have to delegate tasks to, but I don't get the impression that this pile takes, I don't want to say orders, but kind of like, yeah, doesn't take orders from anyone above them. I think you're kind of at the top. So that's why I keep getting, you might be the owner of a business, or you work for yourself or something like that. Yeah, so you might just be so focused on that you've been like, all right, I'm starting to get out of this and I'm trying to work on bringing in a loving partnership. Like, it could be romantic or just closer friendships, but either way, I feel like you're looking for like your person, and whether that's like your person who takes on half the work so that you have more time and is like a really great fit for you and kind of becomes just a very appreciative person in your life. So I don't know, I feel like if this is someone you're hiring, it's someone you're going to end up spending a lot of time with and that you kind of want to get along with and like is your person. It is your right person for the job, and you guys get each other and you vibe well. And I feel like would be at the end of the day good friends to a degree, or yeah, or a romantic relationship where you're just like having more time to pursue it. And it could even be like, if you already have a relationship, it could just even be like that new rebirth in like setting aside time, like changing the cycle you've been in, having more time to be with each other, not being in the grind so much. Oh, here's Toby, the cat. Hi, buddy. Hello. You have unlikely, which is interesting. Be assertive, look for a sign, wait, and yes. Okay, I kind of feel like, and I mean, once again, I was saying this in the last files, like, I don't usually read with these cards when I'm doing a collective reading because they're so specific to answering a question that you've asked. And if I don't know what you've asked in a collective reading, it can be a bit tricky. So if you see these cards and you're like, this is what I need to hear, take that as a confirmation. Because that's what it was meant to be for you. But for me, reading a collective reading, I feel like there's just like this a bit of doubt that you have in yourself. Like there's a moon in the background and there's waters here. And I feel like there might be a doubt that you're like, it feels like a limiting belief. Like it's not a real thing that's gonna happen. Like you might be like, well, what if everything fails? Or what if I hire someone and they are horrible at their job and then the business goes under? Like it feels like that kind of stuff. Like they're not real fears. Like they're real to you, but they're not gonna happen. You're too successful. You're good at what you do, and you're not gonna hire someone who would just like totally trash your business, right? Like it's just not gonna happen. So I feel like when I see this unlikely card, it's like those fears that you have, they're very unlikely to come true. They're very unlikely to be a thing that sees itself through. We have be assertive. I feel like this is talking about really like taking action. And like, once again, if whatever this is with this like coming in like partnership, whether that's like that hiring of a person, finding a new friend group, or dating, romance life, it's talking about like taking off that like desire to like I feel like if you're a business person, you're very good at putting on like a mask of like authority, responsibility, confidence, and respect. And it's like, I feel like it's like a mask you need to get things done in your business, or your work, whatever it is that you're doing. But here it's saying like, it's time to take off that and come at life with more warmth. Come at these people with more warmth. And like, I just feel like, yeah, like I just keep getting it, like taking off that like professional mask and just being you. Cause it is quite warm. You are a quite warm person. You can't always be in your job because of like what it requires from you. I feel like you need the respect you need comes with this like slightly tougher mask that you do have to wear. So I actually, I know it sounds funny, but I keep reading this as be authentic, not be assertive. Be authentically you, be real, be warm. That's the word I keep getting. Be warm, and don't hold back or hide. Like if you are interested in like that person coming into your life, show it. don't do that thing that people do these days where you're just cold and you're trying to play it cool and disinterested. Because you know what? Why would you want to get to know someone better or work for someone if they feel cold and disinterested in you, right? Like, no one wins in that situation. So it's like calling on you to be the brave one, the leader, and coming at it with warmth. Also, look for a sign. So once again, I feel like this, put out a clear sign to your guides in the universe about what you're wanting. Say, like, if this is the right hire for me, or this is the right person for me, in whichever way it makes sense to you, show me whatever your sign is. It could be a turtle, it could be a smiley face, it could be a dove flies by. You choose what your symbol is. It could be a lightning bolt. And if that person brings up lightning randomly in the conversation when you meet them, or maybe they have a tattoo of this thing, or maybe you look down and your friend sends you a meme that has the picture of your symbol right as you're meeting this person, choose your sign and be open to seeing it. Tell your guides what you want to see and just leave that up to them. This is the wait. I feel like this is like, wait and don't go into scarcity thinking. Like, so don't not hire someone or go for someone because you're like, oh, could do better, but they seem okay. Like, I don't know. And also it's just like finding that balance, like not settling just because you're scared you won't get anything else. Just like going for it. Going for it when it feels right. This is definitely, it's funny because this card talks about taking action, getting ready to take action. So you're taking a lot of the steps, like interviewing people, putting yourself out there, but wait for that sign until it feels like you found the right person. Don't settle for just okay. The better person's coming for you. And yes, I feel like it's all going to work out is what I get from this card. Yes, it's all going to work out. Yes, you're going to get what you're asking for. Keep getting, yes, you're going to get the golden goose, whatever that means. So I'm just going to pull some cards here, just asking for any suggestions or guidance for you. We're almost at the end of this reading. We have embraced your imperfections, so release the idea that you must be without flaws. Humans are imperfect, messy, and also miraculous. Simply aim to be the best person possible. We also have identify your emotional triggers. We absorb the emotions of others that remain unhealed in ourselves. Notice your triggers such as anger, fear, and gently begin to heal them. This is interesting. So I feel like this is talking more about like if you say you have other friends who also are business owners, or just friends who are like, oh yeah, I would be worried too. Like, it's going to be so hard to find the right person for you. Or like, I just feel like other people who might be like, elevating your fears that you already have, or like not helping you get rid of them, but also yourself, like just seeing why these fears are even coming up and if they're real or if they're just that fears. Set clear boundaries. Empower yourself by setting limits such as saying no to a request or socializing less. Well, this kind of self-care creates more respectful, healthy relationships. There's a lot of value, self-value coming in. Seeing what you're worthy of and not settling for less. And then lastly, we have listen to your wisdom of your intuition. And it's just, I feel like there's so much saying, like, your inner voice is your best friend you will ever have. Seek answers from deep within rather than just through your intellect. So, like, you know. You're going to know when you find the right person, the right fit. And don't doubt yourself. It's going to be as simple as that. You're going to know. You're okay. You're protected and everything's gonna be all right. Pile 3. Okay. I'm gonna let you go here. Sounds like my roommate just got home. Things might get a little bit noisy. So, I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was a little shorter than my normal, but sometimes shorter is a nice change. And I just hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you around.